This Parramatta team was highly impressive in beating the Panthers 20-0 in their major trial match only a fortnight ago. People can say trial matches don't count for much, however I'm sure the Eels got everything they were looking for out of this pre-season dress rehearsal. The Panthers, on the other hand, got nothing from their own performance on that day. If you're an Eels fan, I think there are several key points you can take out of that trial match. Firstly, it was quite evident the players grew in confidence the longer the game went. Their forwards carted the ball strongly and controlled possession perfectly. This gave the side plenty of momentum and valuable time to build attacking combinations in preparation for the new season. Loading secondly, the Eels looked far better without competing halfbacks. For whatever reasons, last year the combination of Corey Norman and Mitchell Moses simply failed to gel. Both wanted to be the dominant playmaker. In the end, they spiraled into a dark hole the further the season went. As the sole playmaker, Moses looked much better in this trial match than at any stage last year. The more times he gets first think with the ball, the better he plays. It allows him to release early if he so desires. He can patiently move the team around the park before seizing upon opportunities as they present. He likes to play quickly and instinctively. With more ball passing through his hands, he doesn't feel so compelled to try something brilliant every time he touches the ball. If Moses is to develop into a top-class game manager, like a Cooper Cronk and Jonathan Thurston, he needs to build his game in this manner. We all know what a danger he can be in attack. Thirdly, I know that winger Blake Ferguson will be a tremendous acquisition for the Eels. He had an outstanding season for the Roosters last year. I think many have underestimated his contribution to that team's premiership success. He will undoubtedly bring his work rate and impact to the Eels this year and, I suspect, will inspire many of his new teammates in the process. You might not see him as another semi-Radradra, but I'm predicting he will go a long way to filling that void. I really like him as a winger. Loading Ferguson backs himself in everything he does, attack and defense, catching high balls, chasing kicks. He gives 100% on every play. He attacks the ball hard and this is why positive things happen for him. Can also cough up the occasional blunder, but it doesn't stop him coming at the game at full speed. I will find it interesting just how the Roosters cope without him. That's a lot of work and energy for the Roosters to replace. They looked a little flat without him on Friday night. Finally, the Eels did keep the Panthers to a 0 scoreline. I don't care what level of football you are playing, that's always a positive sign. Last year, some of the Parramatta defensive efforts left a lot to be desired. Already in 2 trial matches in 2019 they have shown a far more steely resolve. The Panthers. Not only have they been unimpressive in their 2 pre-season trial matches, but one cannot ignore the tumultuous fortnight they have just endured. The battle for them today will be more mental than physical. It won't be easy. The Panthers will need to get themselves into the match spiritually, right from the outset. They will need to lose themselves in the contest, to drown out the distracting head noise they've been experiencing. I'm sure they are looking forward to playing some football and giving it their best shot. This young team has been a work in progress for 3 years. Despite their obvious individual talents, I have always tempered my expectations of this playing group, given their tender ages and their relative lack of NRL experience when compared to more senior teams in the competition. Having said that, I was disappointed with a number of aspects of their 2018 campaign, even though they led the competition after 12 rounds. They never looked right and cracks in their game started to appear in the run towards the finals. Remarkably, they steeled themselves for a great win over the Warriors in the first weekend of the playoffs, only to waste that effort with a dismal first-half performance against the Sharks a week later. It was awful. Forget about the second-half comeback that night that nearly produced a miracle victory. That match was just a repeat of pretty much every match they played last season. They get a long way behind early, then come rattling home at the end. You can't keep giving away big starts in the NRL. You just can't. They are not kids anymore. At some point in your career you hope to rise from being a player of potential to being a player of reliable performance. For many of these players, that time is fast approaching. It may be a case of baby steps at the beginning of this competition. Expect them to be very nervous today. They know all eyes are on them. It's up to the more senior players in the squad to ensure the team isn't distracted. I have no doubt that if the Panthers put their best foot forward this afternoon, they can win. Sometimes though, I wonder if they know which one is their best foot. Anyway, whatever happens this weekend, it's good to have the footy back. It sure beats the hell out of what happened outside the field of play during the summer. Enjoy your Sunday football. Welcome BARRY. I could not pass up this opportunity to congratulate former New South Wales Premier Barry O'Farrell on his appointment as chairman of West's Tigers. What an inspired choice. It's also a coup for the game of rugby league. Having a man of such obvious stature holding a senior position in our game can only be a positive for the code. I also know Barry will be very excited to be involved at this level with his beloved Tigers. He has never tried to hide which team he supports. Good stuff all around. Welcome to the NRL, Barry.